All right, everybody. I want to welcome you back to another episode of Off the Beaten Path. You can see, obviously, my best bud, my best friend, Rob Breezy. He's here. And we have an amazing guest, Adrian. I've said that this entire season, which is okay because all these ladies we've had featured have been nothing short of amazing. Adrian, like every other lady we've had featured on the show, I'm gonna allow is the wrong word. I'm gonna let you do the intro for yourself. So tell our listeners a little bit about yourself.
Okie dokie. Well, basically, how we know each other is I have a YouTube channel called Review This Thing, and it's also branched. We have a blog as well, reviewthisthingtv.com. And so we started the YouTube channel and the blog basically, and we can get more into this in a little while, but so we could review things. That's pretty ingenious name there, but um, yeah. So we started kind of just reviewing whatever, and then niched it down to where it's a lot more outdoors, hunting, shooting, guns, and then just some general outdoor content as well. But yeah, we Robbie and I, my husband, have it together. Been married 21 years, which
Amen.
is insane. But it's great. I don't know, we're at a stage where we're trying to learn to trust and obey and go where God leads us. Trying to
Amen.
be better at it. We're a very
Amen.
controlly
It's
people. So
yeah, it's a daily effort, right?
every
Uh,
day.
so really quick for the people watching and listening, if you can't tell, there is no NPC on this episode today. There are a little bit of technical difficulties
Yeah.
on Breezy's end, so we're just gonna have a conversation and let the intro and the outro ride before and after this episode. So Adrian, I know you and I met several years ago. I was working a corporate gig in the space, and that's when you and I first met. And over the last few years, even leading up to us launching Apex Mountain, I've been watching your channel. I've been watching you grow. The first thing I want to ask you is, how did Review This Thing get started, and what motivated both you and Robbie to launch this?
So, and the idea was in 2019. We were on a vacation. He and I were hiking up a mountain in Montana, and we had been trying to buy something. I can't remember what it was now, but there was something we wanted to buy. And we're just naturally very analytical. Like if we're going to spend money, we want to know we're getting the best we can for the price and all that stuff. And so we, whatever this was, we had watched like video after video after video, and I hate to put it this way, but just none of them were good, and we still had questions after spending all that time. So we're hiking up this mountain, and we're both like, I feel like, not that we're like awesome, but like I feel like we could do a better job. I feel like we could do this. And so we're like, we should call it review this thing, and we could review all kinds of things, and we
Awesome.
kind of just spitballed the whole methodology. And so that was in the summer of 19. And then it just kind of went on the back burner, life, stuff, too
Cool.
busy, how we are. And then of course we all know what happened the next year.
Yep.
The weekend traffic slowed down. At our day jobs, we were still working. We didn't have we were essential, so we still had to go to our jobs every day. But the we were home a lot more because you didn't go anywhere.
Of
And
course.
so just we were like, it's about time. Let's start this YouTube channel. Let's do it. So
Mhm.
I initially started it, just me, for probably, so that was that we started in May of 2020. Started getting a little more consistent around December-ish, I guess, of 2020.
Yep.
And then in 21, I went to the summer of 21, I went to my first POMA event, and I went by myself. Robbie was not involved at all really at this point.
Okay.
And that's when it kind of started niching into more hunting and guns and stuff like that. And then the next POMA event was in Montana.
Yep.
And so full circle. So of course he
Mm.
wants to come to Montana. So he came with me. And I think just being around that environment and the outdoor space and the cool people, and that's I think really when he was like, "Hey, I want to be involved and I want to help you make this grow to whatever we can make it become." And
Isn't
so
that
that's
beautiful?
really, yeah.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
that's
That's
awesome. And you guys are awesome, by the way.
I don't know
You're
about that
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 awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, no, you are that awesome. What was the first video y'all did?
So, okay, when I think I said this, but when we first started, I was very, very purposeful that it was not going to be pigeonholed into one thing, because I was like, if
Mhm.
we go on a cruise, I want to review it. If we buy a TV, so I was like, okay. So the very first thing we reviewed was a pair of Bose noise canceling earbuds.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then so the first 5 were like Bose noise canceling earbuds, a book, Dave Ramsey's book, frozen
Nice.
pizza,
Yep.
Yeah.
and oh, what else was it? Frozen pizza, and I don't remember, but it was very much like earbuds, pizza, air fryer, cooler,
Everything.
like, and we've learned a lot since that first one. It's pretty funny to go back and see some of the first few.
Yeah.
Like, didn't really have any idea what B-roll was.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's
All stuff you learn along the way, though, right?
oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
all.
And like I feel like videos we make 6 months from now are gonna be better than ones that we make now. So
Of course, yeah. So when did you guys decide to start going into the outdoor slash two-way space?
well, so by nature of just what we really enjoyed doing, like we love to hunt, we love to be outside, and so whenever I'm trying to think. So I basically when the switch really flipped for us. So the November of 2020, we have some friends that live in Missouri that we've gone out and hung out with when deer hunting, and we had gone out there, and um, we brought our guns and we had shot them, and it was we had just had like these guns that we hadn't, we weren't great shooters. We just, we were kind of, I don't know how people are where you all are, but where I'm from, if you, maybe before deer season, they go out and shoot a pie plate. If you can hit it, great. Let's go kill some deer.
Yeah.
And that's, kind of how we were. And then that deer season, we'd gone to Missouri, and our friend had bought his daughter a Bergara Ridge. So a rifle and 6.5
Yeah.
Creedmoor. And it's funny, I almost hesitate to share this, but at that point, I didn't even know that 6.5 Creedmoor was a caliber,
Yeah.
much less like the
Of course.
vast amounts of information that I know about this stuff now. But I didn't even know it was a caliber,
Yeah.
and so we shot that gun. It was absolutely amazing, and we had both tagged out, so we had some time. So we drove to Shields and ended up using the points on our credit card to buy 2 rifles and 2 scopes.
That's
And like
awesome.
that was our first really taste of like, okay, like the gun matters, the scope matters, like
Isn't that amazing? Like when I first started learning about cartridges and the different types of ammo out there, I was like, what is 6.5 Creedmoor? And then obviously the more you delve into it, you
mhm,
realize, oh, it's a flatter shot. And then
yeah,
like, well, what's the grain? And you start like going into that, and then you're like, oh, what's plus P? And it's just so
yeah.
many layers when it comes to the firearm space. And what's cool is like Rob and I have said this last season, even this season, is that if you just tell somebody I don't know, they'll be more than happy to dump
Oh
their
yeah.
knowledge base into you. And but the other side of that is if you're a content creator of any kind and you say something incorrectly, the internet will let you know.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. And that's one thing we've from the beginning. And I mean, we're probably at a good size where there's not a lot of trolls, you know.
yeah,
Occasionally I'll get some comments like, "Oh, I hate it when women try to steal men's hobbies," or "You need to
she
make a cooking show," and stuff like that.
Oh
Um,
man.
and it's funny. We'll get to that in a second. But anyway,
Say it's
um,
not might not be a bad spin-off, like do a
that's
cooking
right.
show.
Hey,
except it's
Yeah.
Robbie on there.
yeah,
Every
hell,
episode.
That'd be lovely. I
Plot
would love that.
twist.
That's right. Ta-da.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall we get, pretty good comments, but from the beginning, I'm very quick to say, hey, listen, I am not the expert in this. I am learning. We do the best we can, and I know some stuff now, but there are a lot of people know a whole lot more than me that can take you down a rabbit hole way beyond anything I can imagine. And I
That
think
what's your core demographic? Like, is it other people who are like wanting to know more about specific things, or is it like people who've been following you already on your journey, or is it both?
yeah. So it's funny because the the demographic is largely it's like 92% male and largely like 25 to 55. So
Wow,
it's like
very broad.
yeah, it's like a lot of mostly men in this very wide age group. So I think
Mhm.
we try to really have enough for so like people who know so much,
Yeah,
they're probably not going to watch.
of
But
course.
and people who I feel like people who don't know anything could watch and gain. So we try to really reach. So like, if you look at the bell curve, like people who know nothing, novices, beginners, most people, and then these geniuses. So if you take like this like back 3/4 of the bell curve, like that's the people we want to reach.
That's awesome.
Right.
So simple enough, simplified, broken down enough. So like if you're just starting, you can get something from it. But if you know a good bit, we're still going to help you out. If
Yeah,
you're really smart, keep on
yeah.
watching
Keep on
Keep on
scrolling.
Ron
No,
Spomer and
you're
those
really
guys.
good at the way you present everything, and it's super genuine and authentic. So I can see why y'all have gained the
Well,
following
thank
that you
you.
have since even when we
Mhm.
met y'all a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like looking back over the like the evolution of your channel and what y'all are doing. Was there anything that surprised y'all? Like, man, we didn't see this coming.
I I mean, really like the very focused because like I said, whenever I went when we were there in November of 2020, so we'd already started the channel at this point. Um, I didn't even know what 6.5 Creedmoor meant.
Yeah,
And now it's like if there's probably a video of me shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor that has 80,000 views.
yeah,
Like the interest people have in just being real and us shooting things. Like the
yeah.
being able to focus like do so much with stuff we already really enjoy. Like I wasn't expecting that part of it to become the part that like
Mm.
became the solid part.
Yeah.
Is that if that makes sense?
Yeah, of course. And I think like what's really cool is like your channel varies as far as like views go, but you can tell which ones. Just saw your mile
Oh
shot.
yeah, yeah.
That one has like 20 or 30,000 some
Yeah.
odd views, and it's like this is awesome because I think for those of you listening, we're going to talk a little bit of strategy here. Shorts normally feeds the
Yeah.
algorithm and leads people to your channel, but to see your full length videos do of even 1,000, that means
Mhm.
1,000 people clicked on your video and tuned in.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
amazing
that's
because I
amazing.
know, there's people who do this for like influencers. They get views on sporadic stuff, but consistency over time is the compound effect, right? Like your channel has exploded, and I think if I remember correctly, I don't know if it was last year or not, or maybe this year when you guys crossed. No, it couldn't have been this year. It had to be last year or the year before when you guys announced you crossed over to 1.5 million views, I believe.
Well, fun fact, 2 days ago 2 days ago, we just hit lifetime of 8 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
I want to reach for
Uh,
my applause. I don't have my.
woohoo!
Yeah, shh.
That's really cool. That's really
Hey, hey.
Here, if things go like they should, we'll in a year, which this we've not done this before, we should pass definitely pass 3 million in a year and maybe even 3.5 million, maybe. It kind of depends on how these last couple months play out. But yeah, it's crazy to think that 8 million people have watched us do something. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. That's but that just shows, just put it out there.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you'll get better, you'll
That's
refine
it.
it,
hmm
don't overthink it, and just
That's
edit it
it.
and get it out because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
people want to consume good stuff, fun
Mhm.
stuff. I mean, look at how many influencers blow up with just fun content,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like it goes to show that people still value information. So
Yeah.
it
And that's
makes
the thing. You can get some people who within, whatever, a few months have 50,000 subscribers already. And those are going to be your entertaining, blow things up, kind of people. And that's cool. That's fine. That's not us. So we're not going to have those huge, like thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers in a week sort of deal
right.
because of the nature of what we create. Because most people find us, I think 97. I haven't looked recently, but I think like 90+% of each video's views come from non-subscribers.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
and I think that's fairly consistent. A lot of people I don't think subscribe to stuff a lot anymore,
Yeah.
but it still the really cool thing about a lot of what we do is it's evergreen.
Yeah.
Somebody is
100%.
hunting with a 308, they're going to find a video that we filmed 3.5 years ago, and it's
Mhm.
Relevant.
still relevant. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that's fun about what we do is, I did this one video. Gosh, I mean, it has to have been 4 years ago now. I had bought this hunting tripod, and the leg broke on it, and it like wouldn't work. It wouldn't slide in and out. And so I don't remember. I think I called customer service or emailed them or something and finally talked to them and they told me how to fix it. So I just made like a how to fix this leg video. And like still now, 4 years later, like last week, somebody commented and was like, thank you. And so I'm like, oh, I
That's
forgot I did that.
And I think we've all been on the other side of those videos too. Like,
Yeah.
please tell me someone's made a video for this random thing I'm
Yes.
looking up, and you see some of you like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Save
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And and I think one thing, and I hope this comes across in our videos, I think it does, is our heart really is helping people make better decisions,
Yes.
helping people solve a problem, where if you're looking for a new rifle, then you can watch our review. You can watch us shoot it and see how it does. And then be like, I don't really like that. Or like, oh yeah, I want that for sure.
I kind of want
And
to dive into that because it's funny. I just made a post about this on LinkedIn. Like when Rob and I launched our agency, we came out knowing, we want to make sure our faith leads us, the Lord, right? The Lord leads
Mhm.
us, and it's so funny because when I made the post, we serve. Our goal is to serve our clients at the highest level with our
Mhm.
talents and gifts, and we come from the school of buy once cry once. So if
yeah.
there's for instance a $600 computer
There's been some crying, we'll say,
versus
to say the least.
Exactly.
if there's a $600 laptop versus a $3,500 laptop, if this $3,500 one works better for us, yeah, we'll
Right.
buy it.
Right.
And so I want to speak to that because it was a powerful moment last year at Poma. Shout out to Poma.
That's right.
When we got the opportunity to share our testimony with you, and in turn you introduced us to Pete Rogers. Shout
Mhm.
out Pete. Y'all go listen to his podcast.
It's
Yep.
amazing.
And
Christian Outdoors podcast.
Christian Outdoors, and he featured us on his podcast, and that's one of the things Rob and I have been trying to be more intentional about. Although I can say honestly, even this season it wasn't nearly as much faith talk, but it's okay because we're still learning and evolving.
Oh
But I
yeah.
wanted to talk to you about that because we did meet during COVID, at least you and I did, and
Yeah.
then we reconnected during Poma, and by that time, so much of life has happened for everybody across the globe, and it was pivotal. Like you said, you and Robbie were launching your channel and getting serious because of the downtime, and Rob and I were in a space of literally closing our physical business because when you and I first met, transparently, I didn't have my faith.
Mm.
Had consciously made an effort to turn my back on the Lord, I don't know, 15 years ago.
Mm.
And so when everything happened with Rob, and that was like the straw that or the needle that broke the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
Me, the Lord met me where I was at, and so to have these conversations with, not just people in the space, but more importantly, just people of the same faith,
Mm-hmm.
is awesome because we do struggle. We have our own struggles, and anytime we're given a platform or the opportunity, we try to speak about our faith journey. And we're not perfect, cards on the table. Sometimes I do slip up and still, say words that I'm not proud of, and I'm working on that. And I'm asking the Lord to, clear out my heart,
Mm-hmm.
mouth. But it was just such a powerful moment. What do you lead with your faith when you're like talking to like anybody in the space, or what does your faith mean for you and your channel? I know you just said, I want to serve people,
Right.
you know.
Um, and that's one thing we never hide it. Like it's never,
Yep.
we don't ever pretend like it's not there. We
Right.
probably, it's not something we haven't made a conscious effort to be at the forefront.
Right.
We should do more. We've actually talked about that recently, but I have a couple shirts that I love to wear that people
Yeah.
will notice. There's one, it says "Not today, Satan."
Yeah.
So I wear that one a lot. There's another one. I love it. It says "Something's got to die,"
Yeah.
and then it has 1 Peter 2:24, and I wear that sometimes in the videos because it gets people's attention because it's something's
Mhm.
got to die, and kind of has a double meaning, a
Oh,
hunting shirt, like yeah, something we're going hunting, something's got to die, but
Sure.
then just also 1 Peter 2:24 is by his stripes we've been healed.
yeah.
So just the fact that because of sin, there had to be bloodshed, there had to be sacrifice,
Yeah.
and something has to die for us to be reconciled back to God. So Jesus was that something that died for our
Mm.
reconciliation. So that's
Yeah.
just a super cool shirt, and people notice it, and
Yeah.
if people ask, then I can be like, oh yeah, because Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Because
that's
it's
cool. Go ahead,
well,
Bree. Sorry.
well, no, because I love Kush was watching, from the outside as our
Mhm.
faith story,
Mhm.
and we talked about it. We were intentional with talking about it to start the season off because it is a critical part. It's a crucial part of what we do, how we do things, why we do things,
Mhm.
and I love hearing testimonies. So I'm curious, like, as far as how did you find your faith?
So I was very fortunate. If you spend much time in the South, it's probably a story you're going to hear a lot. I was raised in a home where I went to church every Sunday, and um, it was a good old country church
Right.
and a Bible believing church. And um, I was about 7. I think I was 6 or 7. And our good old country churches have revivals,
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
so that's right. And so
That's right.
the pastor was preaching. I don't remember what it was about, but and you every person has a different age where it makes sense,
Yeah.
and like I very clearly remember at 7 at being in that
Mm.
I can still be there.
Wow.
And like the whole you both know that
Yeah.
Holy Spirit stuff where
Yeah.
you're
Oh
just
yeah.
gonna throw up if you don't get up. Like you gotta
Yeah.
go, you gotta do it. And I remember just being so excited. I had my dad's dad was a preacher, and
Wow.
his mom, and I don't know if I didn't somehow connect this till later, but before they got married, before my grandma and grandpa got married, she and another lady, she was an evangelist and traveled around doing ladies events, and
Wow.
this was in the 40s, I guess, 40s or 50s.
Uh,
And so, she was an evangelist and preached and sang, and so I was excited. I had to call them and tell them, and through the years, there's definitely been, thankfully, I don't necessarily have that story where I wasn't real, and I back, and that wasn't a real moment of transformation. And he kept me on a path that is with him.
yeah.
Now that doesn't mean it's always been
Easy.
easy and roses and chocolates, and we've had our moments and our, I would say,
Sure.
arguments, but really it's just me whining.
Yeah.
Um,
You
Nice.
see,
had
I was
plenty of
just
those,
I
but
think. Yeah. Go ahead. I love that because we were you're right. Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice, and left us his teachings, and I almost feel bad sometimes. I do feel bad because I do have this amazing testimony from near death,
Hmm.
hospitalization, 3 months. Less than a 10% chance to make it out, and had these like real encounter. Now I understand them differently because
Yeah.
remember I didn't I was very intentional, like Cush said, but I
Hmm.
was young. I did go to church, and I got pictures of me at church, and then at some point, I think because it didn't resonate like it did with
Yeah.
you, I was
Yeah.
just like, this isn't for me,
Right.
and I actively took, and I was way out in the wilderness,
Yeah.
and
And
I
and
didn't
from
understand.
oh, go ahead. Sorry, I
No,
thought
I didn't understand a lot of those things. So I say all that to say, um, I do wrestle with my faith at times.
Oh yeah. And
It's to
and you
walk
got
in
to
this
think.
world, like we have to
Oh yeah.
exist in this world that is essentially that was I said this on Pete Rogers. When that veil is lifted and you see what things really are through that lens of being saved and faith,
Yeah.
and it's like, whoa, this world looks way different to
Yeah.
me now. And there's still like pitfalls and things that
Oh, for sure.
I have to navigate through. But I wanted to add that because I love, like I said, I love hearing people's testimonies and
Yeah.
how they found the Lord, and I think it's cool that we can all fellowship like this and talk about our experiences.
and
Oh yeah.
what's awesome, like for my brother and I, we were street kids. I know my parents grew up Catholic, or whatever, they went to Catholic service or whatever, but by the time we were born, they had already divorced. I think by the time we were 6, so we were just like we were literally out in the streets doing
Mhm.
whatever the heck we wanted to
Right.
whenever we wanted to. And then when we started to get in real trouble, my mom found the Lord when I think I was like 15, and then my brother had to go do 6 months out west. It was either that or a year in jail, and he was like, "Give me the program."
Hmm.
So my mom forced me to go to church, and that's the first time I started like what is this? Like
Yeah.
I used to think like, man, people. When I went to a revival
Hmm.
like 16, I was
Yeah.
like, these people are nuts.
Right. 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 But here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I say this often, and this is a whole nother rabbit hole we could go down, but truly, like I believe anyway, that's how it should be because
Yeah,
Scripture
I
says
knew you were going to
the
say
yeah
that.
yep,
the gospel is
Yeah,
foolishness to those who believe,
that's
who
it.
don't believe. So
yep.
when you show up as an unbeliever, it
Yeah,
should seem like
That's
nonsense
a
a
hundred.
hundred
until the
percent.
Holy
This
Spirit
is going to
shows you.
look very extreme to
Yeah,
people that are
I
outside.
was,
right.
A
I
hundred
was, and
percent.
I was a teenager. I was
Yeah. Oh
16.
yeah. Bunch of crazy people.
I was like,
Yeah.
man, what the heck is going
How
on?
crazy is that? Because I
Uh-huh.
find myself sometimes like, yo, I used to think this was so,
Yeah.
but like, and Lord forgive me, my God, His grace and mercy goes a long
Uh-huh.
way. Thank you, Jesus. And I used to hear things from the Bible and Bible. I'm like, this means nothing to me. Like it's a
Yeah.
bunch of like how do people? That was my
Mhm.
secular view. Like
Right.
how are people? This is crazy. Like
Mhm.
these people are sheep. Whatever.
Yeah.
Everything you want to hear that. And now I'm like,
To
how
put
the
it
heck
into
did I get this?
perspective, to
Like
to
Yeah.
put
Oh
it
yeah.
into perspective for you, Adrian,
oh boy,
when
I don't know
Rob
what
and
you're
I
talking
first
about.
met, we were at a big box music store. My faith
I hope
was,
you're okay. Go ahead.
uh, and he wasn't a person of faith, but my faith was just long gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I identified as agnostic, and the only reason I didn't become an atheist is because of something that happened when I was 13. I got hit by a car, right,
Mm.
and I felt this warm embrace.
You
No
knew
one,
something was there.
yeah, something
Yeah.
was there, but fast forward to when Rob and I are working in this big box music store. Every Sunday after church,
Oh,
people would come
geez.
in, and it's always, and I hate to say this because
We're with
the
yeah, yeah.
church groups were always
We're with
wanting
the church.
discounts.
We're with the church. We're tax exempt. We need a
And
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
discount.
one
This
time, this guy, he's like, I'm a
he
preacher.
was harping Kush
He's
for a
like, I need a
discount.
discount. I need a discount. Give me more than 10%. Like he was like adamant, you need to give me
Oh
because
yeah,
I'm
we're
doing the
with the
Lord's work.
church. We're doing.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
looked up, I happened to be down looking down at the speaker serial number, and I looked up and I said, you don't even give the Lord more than 10%. Why would I give you?
Oh,
And he looked at me. He gives me
That was
this
it.
envelope of cash like this. He goes,
End the conversation.
here you go.
that's
And
it.
so
That's
I
it.
think about
I mean,
that
you
because
can, but in that moment, the guy was
Yeah.
like,
yeah, but I
Yep.
think about that now because I do wrestle like Jacob. I wrestle with my faith. I was just
Right.
telling Rob and the guys over the trip this weekend, like, yo, I wrestle with my faith because just my carnal mind cannot wrap my head around God's grace and mercy.
Oh
It
yeah.
doesn't make sense, and
Mm-mm.
sometimes
no,
I'm the son who I'm gonna talk back. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
why? Why me?
Yeah.
Why do I need to talk to this person? Why
Mhm.
should I,
Mhm.
and it's like
yeah,
the subtle reminders, but that's cool because even Rob and I navigating the space, the outdoors and the two-way space, it's like we want to lead with our faith. We want, and just sometimes, we are human. Sometimes our conversations aren't always about faith and
Oh yeah.
not
Yeah.
all,
yeah,
but if we can plant seeds and somebody else waters them,
Oh yeah.
that's
100%.
beautiful for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
And so, it's anytime we can have these conversations, it's always beautiful. It's always
Oh,
yeah,
for
beautiful.
sure. Yeah.
And
100%. And
with that
go ahead,
said,
Coach. Yeah.
go check
Well, I
out
want to
Pete
like,
Rogers' podcast,
yes,
Christian
Pete
Outdoors,
Rogers. Yeah, Christian
because I
Outdoors.
think he's like at 1,000 some odd episodes.
Yeah. I think he hit like 10 million downloads or something. Like,
Wow,
yeah, I'm
Man,
pretty sure I
praise
saw him
God.
post that. Yeah, like I think it was
Praise
10
God.
million downloads. Yeah.
I
that's
also wanted to say real quick because we were kind of talk weaved our way here. The buy once, cry once thing. I just want to say for anyone, like, don't let a price point stop you from creating content. We've never also in the same token of us being buy once, cry once guys. We also we don't look at someone that's got
right.
$100,000 worth of gear and we don't stop us from, hey, we're gonna,
Right.
regardless of what our equipment is, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it
Yeah.
work. So
Right.
I love that. That's never stopped us when it's come to, because it, like you said, that there's some serious rabbit holes and anyone that creates content or looks at cameras or
Oh yeah.
it goes deep. We
Yeah.
know guys that got $25,000 lenses on their
Yeah.
camera, just the lens. And it's like,
Yeah.
but it's okay because we make, like, praise God for our gifts and talents and
Mhm.
we utilize them with whatever gear we have. So just don't let that over analysis paralysis stop you
So
because it's
that's what our
real.
videos are for.
Yeah, for sure. So
There you go. We
good
help you. We
segue
we we
into,
take we take all of this stuff and make it in this one little 10-minute video. So
you
that's all
make
you
it
need.
digestible,
Yeah.
100%.
That's the
Because I
goal.
find myself doing that. I'm like
Mhm.
on my 10th video of like, I
Mhm.
think I have a decision make. Kush knows. He's like, just Breeze, you figure it out and let me
Oh
know. And
yeah.
then because I
Yep.
just go through, but it's cool. I actually enjoy that process. So
Yeah.
I just want to say to everyone out there, content
Just
creators,
start.
don't let,
Yeah.
well, just
Mhm.
start,
Just
jump
start.
in and do it. There is never a perfect time where you have all the right gear,
When
just
we had our recording studio, our physical location, everybody would ask us, "What did y'all do? How did y'all get started? Who did
Mhm.
somebody invest? Is it like, do you guys have $1 million partners?" And it was like, no, you literally just start,
Yeah. You just start.
literally just. And it sounds overcomplicated when you think about it, like, oh, but you gotta chunk it all down, right? Like we didn't just find the perfect space. We went out looking. It was weeks of us going out to see properties and figure out
Mhm.
what's the right fit for us. And so just start, and then the path will make itself known as it's happening now,
Yeah.
even with our new
oh, you're
agency.
gonna take your lumps.
Oh,
We
for
learned a
sure.
lot in business together for almost 8 years, and praise God, here we are. We totally pivoted and jumped into the outdoor space, and it's been the most amazing journey for us. And praise
Yeah,
God, because here we are. These are conversations I never. I mean, for beyond the faith, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, which is
Right.
the biggest thing, but just talking about the Lord and our experience and our testimony. Um, with folks that we met at a professional outdoor media
Mhm.
association event. It just was never even on our radar,
Right.
almost all of it, until he started talking like, hey man, planting
yeah.
the seeds. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's it.
the
it's
first
beautiful.
thing I did was, because even when Adrian, when you and I met, I was still like exploring my faith, because
Mm.
I told the Lord, if you bring Rob back, I'll explore my faith.
Yeah.
I had to keep true to my word. I wasn't gonna like turn my back on my word. And then over time, like finally I got baptized, and After working at that company, I really prayed about, Lord, like, what's the next thing to do? And he really gave me this vision and the heart to, like, you have these incredible talents, you can build a team, you have a team around you, like, there is a need. And so
Hmm.
I prayed about it. I took it to Rob, because Rob was in a vulnerable space. He was like, I don't know what's next for me. And I was like, yo, I'll just put this on your lap and you pray about it. And
Yeah.
if it's something you want to be part of, I'd love to have you. And if not, you're still my brother.
Yeah.
And so all the doors that have been opening slowly and surely, it's just confirmation. It's just
Yeah.
keep going. It is
And
hard
That's
sometimes,
it.
but
I like the way that you say that too. And it's kind of referencing one thing we were talking about like the growth of our channel, the steady growth is, I think, everybody wants to get bigger, get faster, but I feel like I've said this, we've said this a lot, is I'm it's easy to look at somebody else's growth and be like, man, why aren't we growing that fast? Why aren't we
Mm,
going that? But then it's also, uh, part of it has to be like, okay, this is not, this is our journey. This is the journey that God has us on.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not his journey, her journey. I can't look at their opportunities and be like, oh, why not me?
yeah,
Because look at all these opportunities that I have. And if
right,
I think
Yeah.
sometimes if and we've definitely, like, way we kind of bring it back down is, like, first of all, super grateful for everything, all the opportunities that we've had, because the number of conversations that we have had where we're like, and this is like a monthly thing, for like, could you imagine if 5 years ago
yeah,
somebody told you that XYZ, like, what would you have said? Like,
yeah.
I told Robbie, so his brother was a big duck hunter, pheasant, lots of waterfowl. And so currently I'm serving as one of the hosts of the Ascend podcast, which is
Yeah.
Ducks Unlimited's brand new women's series.
Congratulations, by the way. The
Thanks.
order.
Super,
Bethany are hosting, and a couple other ladies, right?
there's four of us, yeah.
Four of them. That's
And
awesome.
we do like, we do it individually. So like I have a guest, and then the next episode, hopefully we're going to do something
Mm.
together, but it's not like just the four of us.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But like, I was like, could you imagine if 5 years ago somebody, or when you were a kid, if somebody had said, oh, by the way, you're going to be hosting a podcast for Ducks Unlimited, like, what?
First of all,
Yeah.
yeah. What's a podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Second, Ducks Unlimited, what?
Yeah.
But like, it just, I think, you have to take those moments to just reflect and be like, what is happening? Like, this is
Mhm.
amazing. But then also, I think I'm grateful for, like you said, steady, consistent growth.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if stuff happened way too fast, then it's, like, you're like drowning, drinking from a fire hydrant, because you can't handle all the things that are going on.
That is a good analogy. Drinking from a fire hydrant.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's yeah. I love that.
And you know what? Like, you're what you're saying is so spot on, because, like, the one thing we keep hearing across the spaces are creative, your videos, your
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
posts, everything. And it's like, it's good to hear, but all praises go to God first. And then after that, it's like, wow. I remember when we first started the agency, when my team and I first traveled to SHOT Show. How many followers do we have, Rob? 29?
Oh, that's my house. It was like 39.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
And here
go
we
ahead.
are,
I'm
2
sorry.
years,
Only because
two
there
and
was
a
a
half years.
moment, those moments you had, like, it's seared into my mind, because we've always said this. We look, regardless, if you don't know us from anyone and we're walking around with these big cameras, we
Yeah.
look like a film crew,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, no one's checking credentials. They're just like, these
Right.
guys look official.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were
They know
doing a
what they're doing.
video, and I saw the guy find us. I'm right there because Cush is locked in, and I see the guy find us, and he sees that we got 39 followers. And I literally saw his face when he looked. He was kind of like, oh, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, geez.
And then this year,
It
the
hurt a little
same
bit. I
guy,
was like, oh,
the same guy saw that we were over 2,000.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
we
just,
have a really good relationship now, which is
Yeah,
cool. He's
yeah.
like, yo, man, it's amazing to see where was one of the first interactions we had at
Yeah.
SHOT Show was with him.
Our YouTube channel, not even this one, the separate one with me and my brother 2AR. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers,
That's
and
awesome.
we've only released a few episodes here and there because
Yeah.
we're intentional with how we want to put out content,
Yeah.
and then there's this podcast. It's constantly getting downloads week over week. The views are going up, and it's just slow and steady. So
Oh, yeah.
we're happy with that.
Yeah.
You can't plant a seed and expect it to bear fruit the next day. You
Right.
have
Yeah.
to nurture it, water it,
Yeah.
and
Learn a lot. And that's the
Learn a
thing too,
lot.
is it's kind of like if you were a little league baseball coach,
yeah,
the next job isn't the major league, because you're gonna do terrible and nobody's ever gonna hire
Yeah.
you again. So your next job is a step up, and then a step up, and then a step up. So then when you finally get the major league job, you know what you're doing.
yeah,
So if you get these opportunities before you're ready.
yeah,
100%. We say we are, or at least I know I do. Cush and I, hold ourselves to a certain standard, and we always say, let's do at least one thing better
Mm-hmm.
with every at
Oh,
least we can look at something and say that's clearly better than whatever we did. Like
Right.
you said, we can make something right now that I know this looks good to me. The
Yeah.
color is good. And I'll see it in 3-6 months, and I'm like, I can see where I could have done that
Yeah.
better.
You're like, oh,
But also, you can do that too much. I learned that in the
Yeah.
music world, because there was guys that they wanted it to be perfection. Not to say
Mhm.
you. It's like, man, you just gotta let it go. Sometimes
Yeah.
you gotta let it go. Like, don't
Yep.
expect it to be this perfect thing. You're gonna and everything,
Yep.
like you said, slow and steady. Because everyone's like viral. That's such a word. No, like going viral and all
Yeah.
these vanity metrics. And I think when you're like cultivating a community, I was talking to shout out Gina versus Gina, because she has an amazing community of folks, and just like y'all do, that trust y'all.
Mm-hmm.
If you got, like you said, if y'all got 100,000 subs tomorrow of people that just saw one clip
Yeah.
and really don't engage with you, and it's cool, I'm sure it's going to feel good. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
but to know that people are really on your channel subbing because they love what y'all are doing
Yeah.
and relate to it, and
It's
it's like you said,
different,
it's
yeah.
super digestible for
Community,
us
not
anyway.
the-
It's like,
Yeah.
it's the better. It feels better. It feels like, okay, these people are
It's
really,
I call it microwave content versus crockpot content.
Yeah.
yeah,
Give me
Yep.
that slow cook. That's what I
That's
want.
it.
slow cooker.
Slow
That's
cook.
right.
So one of the reasons we invited you on the show is because you are amazing, and I love your content. I love your heart, but you're also, and that's the theme of this season, is women. Women
am.
who are trailblazers. I am.
I am that. Yes.
Yeah.
Women who are trailblazers. You're one of the few women reviewers in the outdoor space that has built a community slow and steady. I wanted to ask you, what's next for you? I know we kind of talked about this before, we hit record, but what's next for you? Because you can't be just a person in the outdoor space. You actually live this life. So
Mhm.
what do you tell the listeners? Like, what's next for you?
So we mentioned the Ascend podcast for sure.
Yep.
So check that out. And there's a web series too. And hopefully you'll see me a little more in that. I do some gear reviews. The video that just dropped this past Sunday, there's a little gear review in there that I did. Hopefully the plan is to do a little more content creation for other people.
Yep.
And I've done a fair bit of article writing, gear reviews, a lot of gear reviews, and then starting a little bit more story type writing. So that'll be interesting. We've got a couple of hunts coming up. There's one, and we talked about this. We're going to Oregon. No, we're leaving next week to go to Oregon on an elk hunt. But this part I didn't tell y'all. And this is one of those, like, could you have imagined if 5 years ago? So it's actually, we're going to Oregon to spend the time with. Have you heard of Pendleton Ammunition?
Sounds familiar. I can't say that I
So
have.
they make custom and semi-custom ammunition. So they have a couple different programs. You can like ship them your rifle, and they'll build a load that shoots like, perfectly out of your gun, and then build
Wow.
you 200 of them, and now you've got the best ammunition for your gun. They have where you can buy a package from them that's gun and the scope and the ammunition that they put together. They also have hand loaded ammo, so not it's not custom to your gun, but it's hand loaded, so it's going to be a little more consistent than the factory loads. We actually did a video on that a while back. He has turkey loads, that sort of thing, but he also has a guide service and a couple other things. So we're basically heading out there, working through, reviewing the whole ammunition process, the guiding service, so it's work.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things. It's like, what is happening? We're
Yeah.
like going to Oregon to elk hunt, B for work.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it awesome how many niches there are in the space? Like I realized when I was working at the ammunition company that self-loading and like
Mhm. Oh yeah,
reloading
reloading. Oh my gosh, that's a
is
whole talk about
huge.
rabbit hole. Whew.
Oh man. And then people actually will offer local gun ranges money to buy their brass so they can reload it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I was like, what? They're like, oh yeah, like that's mass,
Oh
especially
yeah.
with hunters. Like they
Oh
like
yeah.
to make sure their own loads. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
We
Insane.
the range that is like 2 miles from up the road from us. There are times, like if we've been shooting, where people will just come and like walk around and pick up brass. Like they're not shooting; they just come when people are done and try to collect the brass that's there. But it's Robbie has done some reloading, loves it, and I get it because it's it's like experiment, it's science.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you gotta the right powder, the right amount of powder, the right primer, the right case, the right neck, the right whatever. There's so much stuff that I can see why it's so enticing to people, because I mean these people, like they can get quarter-inch groups at 100 yards,
Oh yeah.
consistently, like
Yeah.
less than quarter-inch groups at 100 yards, like every time, if with the right load and the right setup and all that stuff. But
The
Yeah.
one thing you just said is like that blew me away too when I first started in the space. It was like, oh yeah, that's not the right neck. I was like,
yeah,
what? They're like, yeah, the neck of the cartridge that isn't right, and I was like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, look, and then you see, and it's the ever so
uh-huh,
subtle difference, and I was
yeah,
just like, man,
That's a super rabbit hole.
oh
All
yeah,
of it. We were talking to a lady out at the NSCA, the San Antonio trip.
yeah,
Her gun was built
oh yeah,
specifically. Everything on her gun, the sight.
to
I
her
mean, it
arm,
was like carved to fit
yeah,
on
yeah,
her face. It was
yeah,
just what?
yeah.
and she was this country girl. God bless her soul.
Yeah,
She goes,
yeah,
it was only $8,500.
yeah. We're like
Jeez.
watching her. She's like
Yeah.
50 for 50 shooting clays. She's
Like,
like, it's probably the custom rifle.
Yeah, that's it. That's got to
Yeah.
be it.
it's
It's
gotta be.
none of her skill whatsoever. Yeah.
No, yeah, she knew she. I used to watch a lot of these. So my dad had me in the outdoors as a kid. He was from Tennessee. He was the all outdoorsman, hunting, fishing, deer, dove, you name it, whatever season it was. And I used to sit, and he used to do the loads. He used to do and I just would think, my dad is crazy. Like he used to sit. Seriously, I never understood the level of patience it took to sit there and
Oh
do that.
yeah.
And like you said, to tinker with it, to get it right. He had everything labeled, so he knew what
Mm-hmm.
was what when he shot it, how it react. He just
Yeah.
everything, the whole process. And I'm like, Dad, can't you just buy new
Yeah.
ammunition? He's like,
And see,
get out of here,
the
boy.
tough part for me is that we shoot a lot, and a lot of our videos. Well, the videos that perform the best are where we just take 5 different off the shelf loads, shoot them out of the gun, kind of see what kind of groups we get.
Mm,
And I mean, we've had some gun and ammo combos where consistently getting like half-inch groups or
Wow.
3/4 inch groups, and I'm like, I mean, I can just go
Yeah.
buy that. Like I can just go to the store and get that. But now at the same time, so I was asking somebody once, I'm like, what is the draw? Like if I can literally go to the store and buy this box of ammo and just go shoot it and it be pretty close, what's the
pretty
draw?
close.
And so 2 things. A, we all remember 2020.
Yep.
And so when we bought those rifles, We bought them at Shields in Des Moines. So it was about a 2.5 hour drive back. So we had to, I think we called 3 or 4 places. We finally found there was this one random gun shop, some random city somewhere in some, I don't even know, that had like 2 boxes of 6.5 Creedmoor ammo. And they had 3, but we can only buy 2. So we bought 2 boxes of ammo there, and that was all we had for months because you
Wow.
couldn't buy it.
Yeah.
So, like there's that. And then
There's
also there's also no guarantee in the consistency. I know
Yep.
there was one ammunition manufacturer, I won't name, but they changed powders
Yeah.
like mid whatever. So like if you had been shooting this one load and we're like, that's one, oh
Mm.
boy, that one kills it. And then you go buy it again, it may not shoot the same because it's a different powder or they're,
Yeah.
loaded with machines versus hand loaded. And
Loaded. Yeah.
so, there was one company when 6.5 PRC dropped the load, like it came
Yep.
out. There was one company, I think, I'm not going to say because I might be wrong, but I feel like people were finding like no, maybe it was 7 PRC. It was when 7 PRC dropped. People were finding like 7 rim mag bullets in the box.
Wow.
So it was like,
Yeah,
it makes sense. You
Yeah.
can only guarantee what
sure.
that you have done. So I get it, but
Yeah.
I want to just go shoot.
Of course. Yeah. Like
Right?
I don't want to
Yeah.
have to load all this stuff
I
on
don't
my
have to
own.
do all that work. I just want to go shoot it.
Now
Yeah.
watch, we're gonna be watching this podcast back, Cush and I, in like 2 years, loading bullets and doing
Be like,
doing all our
"What?"
ammo. We're like, oh
Yep.
man,
It
maybe
is.
that was the
It is definitely like a possibility because
Yeah.
we're nerds. Like we have
Oh yeah.
probably between the two of us, we probably got a couple $100,000 worth of audio and camera stuff.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if in the next year or two, Rob and I are like, "Hey man, we could start our own like
you coming
loading
over?
thing
We're
and
gonna
do it
do some ammo
ourselves."
reloads.
Yeah.
So
Do
for
it.
people who want to find you, how can they find you? Like what's your YouTube channel?
So it's just review this thing. And then we were shocked that was available, but it is review this thing. And
Oh.
then on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, review this thing. And then we're on TikTok as well. Let me see what that one, because I feel like that one was a little bit different. Let me check that right quick.
Right quick. I feel
Right
like
quick.
that's all of our story for whatever
It's-
reason. Our TikTok is like
Actually, it's review
Just-
this thing. Yeah. So
Okay.
they're all review this thing.
okay.
That's awesome.
Across the board.
Our we had
Or
one
is it
video.
X?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
no, it was one video on TikTok that started
Oh.
hitting virality, and then man, it just they pumped the brakes because it was a gun post, and it was just
Oh
from
yeah.
we
Oh
posted
yeah, you
it,
can do that.
and in
That
like
was exciting though. I can't lie. I know we were
48
talking about
hours,
the
it was already
viral.
approaching like a couple hundred
Yeah.
thousand views, and it was like just going
It
bonkers,
was going
and
crazy.
and then they slammed the brakes on us. So
Yeah, that happened to me too. I had to, and because they make it seem like if it's like educational, it's okay.
yeah,
So this was a couple years ago. I had 2 about a muzzleloader that were like killing it, and then they flagged it and took it down. And it's the crazy part is like it goes to show you if TikTok would allow like
oh
reasonable,
yeah,
respectful gun content, it would
Yeah.
blow up.
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, it's been an amazing hour of
It
having this
has.
conversation with you. We appreciate your time. Thank you,
Definitely.
for being an ally,
Yeah.
for being an amazing person, an amazing woman in the space, and just being
Pioneer.
the trailblazer that you are. We appreciate everything, and um, yeah, when this episode goes live, it's gonna be fun to see how
Hats
people
off.
respond to it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. Ready, Rob?
Hats off.
Hats off. Hats off.
Oh wait, here we go.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Now, hats off. So
Well, thank y'all for having me. It was a lot of fun. It's always great chatting with you guys. I'm sure
Yeah.
I'll see you. I'll see you soon somewhere. I feel
We'll
certain.
see it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure we will. If not, definitely. Are you going to SHOT Show this year?
It's not in the plans, but you never know. Probably not.
Okay.
I
Well,
know.
I'm sure we'll see you at some point
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
some
See you
capacity.
sooner than later.
Yep.
Folks, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review and comment on any platform that you listen to this. Till next time, have a good
There
one.
it is.
Thank you.